Hello everyone, this is Mr. Khalil from KN Education YouTube channel. Okay, so we have already discussed about the part 1 nervous system in the previous class. We will discuss about the part 2, what are the objectives that comes under this part 2 nervous system means. Firstly, we will discuss about the first objective is nerve cell. Second objective, that is what we have done in the previous class, that will be discussed in the first objective. Second objective is the layers of the nerve. Third objective is the classification of the nerve depending upon the pole, depending upon the structure and functions. We have discussed that classification, we will discuss. Fourth objective is the nerve fiber. Fifth objective is the classification of the nerve fiber. Sixth objective is the myelination. So after these objectives, we will discuss some important points about the neuroglia. Okay, so today we will discuss about the nerve cell. Okay, so you see the nerve cell, as I said in the previous class, this whatever the nerve impulses that are coming from the external stimuli, that might be the thermostimulation, that might be the chemical stimulation, or that might be the some pain stimuli. Whatever the stimuli is, the various stimulus that comes, we will discuss in the receptor topic. Okay, so we will come to the nerve cell here. Okay, so in the nerve cell, what happens, this nerve impulses, when there is a particular stimuli, if it is present, that time that will travels all the way from the dendrite to the nerve cell body, and from the nerve cell body to the axons. Always remember, the nerve impulses which takes or which received by the nerve cell body, that one we will call it as dendrites. Okay, and whatever the impulses that is going away from the nerve cell body, that one we will call it as axon. That is a single process. In a many process are there in the which one cell body. In that one single process we will call it as axon, and other process we will call it as, which is short and multiple process is there and it is branched, that one we will call it as dendrites, right. So the nerve impulses all the way it travels from the dendrites to the cell body. Later on it travels to where? Later on it travels to the axons. Okay, and after that postsynaptic neuron it will travels, as I said in the previous class. There in the second objective, layers of the nerve. See, the layers of the nerves, we have everyone knows that there is a presence of axon, there is a presence of cell body, that is nerve cell body, and there is a presence of cytoplasm. Okay, we know the structural aspect of that neuron, but we will discuss what the layers of the nerve. I am not telling about the neuron, I am telling about the nerve. So there is a huge difference between the nerve and the neuron. Okay, so in the neuron, that means a nerve cell is one type of the cell which is covered by one layer, one sheath, that one we will call it as endoneurium. If the axon cover up by the endoneurium, we will call it as nerve fiber. So the nerve fiber is equal to axon, but it covers with the endoneurium. Okay, so these number of nerve fibers are cover up with another layer, that one we will call it as perineurium. Okay, cover up by whom? That cover up by perineurium. Okay, so this group of nerve fibers which are covered by the perineurium, we will call it as fasciculi. If it is one it is there means, that one we will call it as fasciculi. If it is a many fasciculi, if it is there means, that one we will call it as fasciculus. Okay, so many fasciculus where it is dipped in the fat, and it is dipped in the fat and it is taken, there is some blood supply. Okay, arterial supply is there and there is a venous supply is there. Okay, arterial supply and venous supply, and this fat content also there. In that what it is dipped, fasciculi is dipped, and overall these fasciculus and fat and whatever the arteries and veins are there, that is covered by another layer, we will call it as epineurium. Okay, so many fasciculus that covers the epineurium, we will call it as, that one we will call it as nerve. In the nerve fasciculi, in the fasciculi there is a presence of nerve fiber, in the nerve fiber there is a presence of neuron. Okay, you understood this one? Okay, let me move on to the third objective, classification of the nerve. In this classification of the nerve, we will see the based on the pole, based on the function, depending upon the length of the axon. So what was the length, and based on the length of the axon also we have categorized the nerve cell, classification of the nerve cell we are going. Okay, So the classification of the nerve cell is based on the pole of the, depending upon the pole we will divide, and depending upon the length of the axon we will divide, and depending upon the function we will divide. Okay, first one we will see based on the pole. Okay, based on the pole, in that first one we will see the unipolar. Unipolar means here what happens, the neuron, that means the cell body is getting the processes, and in the from the processes there is a presence of both axons and dendrites. That one we will call it as unipolar, and another one will come, that is pseudo unipolar. Okay, pseudo unipolar means this arises where the process is arised from the cell body itself, but after the arising, when it comes from the only from one pole, it divides into dendrite and it divides into axons. That one we will call it as pseudo unipolar. Pseudo unipolar, as and of we are seeing in the sensory ganglia of the cranial nerves. Okay, whereas this unipolar, we will see most of the unipolars we will see in the invertebrates, not in the humans. In the humans this unipolar is not present. Okay, so coming to the second one, that is bipolar. The name itself says the nerve cell body contains two processes. From the two poles it is emerging from. From one pole there is a arising of the axon, and another pole there is a arising of dendrites. That's it. Okay, so third one we will see, that is multipolar. As and of we have know, that is most common variety, that is multipolar neuron, right? The nerve cell body contains the many processes. In that, one of the processes will be the axon, and whatever the all other processes, the all other processes will be the dendrites. Understood? We will see the based on the function. In the based on the function, what happens here, we will see the sensory neurons, and another one we can see the motor neurons. Sensory neurons means which the impulses carry from the peripheral effector organs to the central nervous system. That one we will call it as sensory neurons. Always remember, ascending, sensory or afferent, both are, the three of them are also same meaning. Okay, afferent, ascending, sensory neurons. Okay, offending neurons, ascending neurons or sensory neurons, that means same meaning, there is no change. Okay, sensory neurons. Understood? The nerve impulses which is the transmitting from the peripheral organs to the central nervous system, that one we will call it as sensory neurons. Okay, coming to the motor neurons. Motor neurons is also known as, we will call it as efferent neurons. This efferent neurons means whatever the neurons that taking the impulses from the central nervous system to the peripheral organs. Okay, central nervous system means that has come to the spinal cord also. Okay, if it is coming to the spinal cord also, means that is the nerve cell body is present in the brain, and wherever this axons are present that are transmitted up to 1 meter. Okay, you have to remember this axons up to 1 meter it will be there. Okay, so what is the maximum length? Up to 1 meter it may have. Okay, this axon. So here this axon may also present in the spinal cord, and may also from the spinal cord to the peripheral organs. Both are efferent itself. Okay, efferent, or we can call it as motor, or another name is descending neurons. What do you call? Descending neurons. Okay, hope you understood this one based on the function. We will move on to the next classification, that is based on the length of the axons, as I said in the previous category, right? So in the previous category what I said, the based on the function I said, the nerve impulses, not on based on the length of the axon. Now the third classification is based on the length of the axons. In the based on the length of the axons, if it is short, that one we will call it as Golgi 2. If it is a lengthy axon, if it is there, means that one we will call it as Golgi first. Okay, so you are, I think you understood this classifications and everything. So hope we will do the classes of the nerve fiber in the next nervous system part 3. In that you will get the nerve fiber and its functions. Okay, hope you understood this class. Okay, thank you for watching this video.